Make sure this is right. Holy moly. Oh, 6 minutes.
So,
Yes, the process and answer Sainthood.
hey, hey. Are you ready for this?
I think it's different, and there's different. Oh, okay, just. You can take your group, yeah, just in case. You're singing the song of class. Here you are. There's no other welcome offering us together. Wait a minute. We'll figure out what else is right.
There's a plate full of food that we put together for your mom's refrigerator.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Michelle, we're ready for you. Wherever you want to sit. Invitation.
Are these reserved?
No?
Okay. All right.
Just once the refrain.
Well, I know.
Right into your spot. I have an instruction.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this closing prayer service, the prayer service to close the 150th anniversary year of Poor Handmade Presents here in America. We're delighted that you're with us to pray and to sing and to join in this celebration. So let us begin by standing and joining in the opening song, Sing a New Song. Sing a new song, you faithful ones, for God is justice, God is freedom. Dance and rejoice in the name of God. Sing a new song. Alleluia. Make a song for the people. Sing your praise everywhere. Rejoice and dance with faith. Make music with all of your life. Sing a new song, you faithful ones, for God is justice, God is freedom. Dance and rejoice in the name of God. Sing a new song. Alleluia. Joy and delight for the people, chosen by God with care. Glory, shout praise with your voice. All hearts now respond with new fire and a song, you faithful ones, for God is justice, God is freedom. Dance and rejoice in the name of God. Sing a new song. Alleluia. Justice will win over evil. Oppression is now brought down. God's reign will be our new cry. Your hearts now respond with new fire. Sing a new song, you faithful ones, for God is justice, God is freedom. Dance and rejoice, everyone. Sing a new song. Alleluia.
Let us all join together in the opening prayer on page 2. Loving God, we give you thanks for the many rich blessings we have received throughout this 150th anniversary year of PH Presents in America,
and for the special grace
of the canonization of our founders. In your time, we call Saint Katharina, serve you in poverty and humility, and to show love through service to our poor, sick, and children. By the help of prayers and intercession, grant that we may be strengthened in faith, in order to dedicate ourselves to works of love,
We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives
and reigns with you
and the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
Please be seated. Saint Katharina has been portrayed as having one hand on the scriptures and the other on her neighbor's door. This image speaks of the sustaining connection between her spirituality and ministry. This is not only embedded in Katharina's charism, but is indeed an essential characteristic of the integrated life of any Christian.
What keeps ministers vital, alive, energetic, and full of zeal? What allows them to preach and teach, counsel and celebrate with a continuing sense of wonder, joy, gratitude, and praise? What keeps them from being people who have many projects, plans, and appointments, but who have lost their heart somewhere in the midst of their activities? Ministry is service in the name of the Lord. Spirituality is attention to the life of the Spirit in us. We have fallen into the temptation of separating ministry from spirituality, service from prayer. A prayerful life, a life lived in connection with Christ, should be our first and overriding concern. In a life of connectedness with Christ, the needs of our neighbors and the nature of our service are disclosed.
In the second reading, which is taken from her letters, St. Katharina emphasizes that same connection between spirituality and ministry for the sisters. She says, "I feel it is so necessary that the sisters are well trained for virtues and the interior life as well as in the different obligations of our exterior professions. Let us try to find God's pleasure always, everywhere, and in each action, so that we can better achieve the inner prayer which is to inspire our works."
rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captive cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. God's Spirit rests on me. God has appointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captive cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. Spirit, dance of God through the ages, Spirit, breath of the creating God, Spirit, gift and promise for the living, Veni Sancte Spiritus. Spirit, courage for a pilgrim people, Spirit, cloud by day and fire by night, Spirit, designating kings, priests, prophets, Veni Sancte Spiritus. Spirit, shadowing the Virgin Mary, Spirit, incarnating God's own word, Spirit, dwelling in the flesh of Jesus, Veni Sancte Spiritus. Spirit, soaring in the opened heavens, Spirit, dove above the baptized Christ, Spirit, brooding over Jordan's waters, Veni Sancte Spiritus. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heal the captive scribes, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. Our blessed past. For some of the many ways poor handmaids in America have served in the ministry of education, teaching in elementary schools, high schools, and colleges, instructing in schools of nursing, creating religious education programs, and tutoring English as a second language. For some of the many ways poor handmaids in America have served in the ministry of health care, tending the needs of families through home nursing, serving as hospital administrators, nurses, and medical technicians, nursing in isolation hospitals during epidemics, and assisting with basic health care in refugee camps. For some of the many ways Poor Handmaids in America have served in the ministry of child care, parenting in orphanages, nurturing infants and small children in daycare, midwiving New Life, organizing day camps for children. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captives' cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. Spirit presence of the risen Jesus, Spirit flame of Pentecostal fire, Spirit pledge to every land and language, Veni Sancte Spiritus. Spirit urging us to follow Jesus, Spirit calling us through death to life, Spirit sending us on sacred mission, Veni Sancte Spiritus. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captives' cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. For some of the many ways Poor Handmaids are partnering in ministry today, the Lindenwood Retreat and Conference Center, Nazareth Home, Moon Trees Studios, the Catherine Caspar Life Center, the PHJC Volunteer Program, Casa Catalina, Canon and Civil Law Ministry, Ancilla College, Sojourner Truth House, Ancilla Beef and Grain Farm, Health Visions Midwest, and St. Joseph Community Health Foundation. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captives' cries, to guest, our guide, our teacher. Spirit, be the beauty ever new. Spirit, be our hope of life unending. Veni Sancte Spiritus. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captives' cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. And for our empowered future, for potential ways the Poor Handmaid Charism beckons us into future ministry. Mentoring the young, embracing integral ecology, living contemplatively, being an intentional companioning presence, deepening the relationship of our spiritual family, being a welcoming presence to immigrants, refugees, and trafficked persons, espousing intercultural living. God's Spirit rests on me. God has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor, to prisoners liberty, to open blinded eyes, to heed the captives' cries, to herald mercy, joy, and peace, a time of jubilee. This being the year of proclaiming the sainthood of Katharina Caspar, we include a veneration of her relic in our prayer today. Veneration is the act of honoring a saint, a person who has been identified as having a high degree of sanctity or holiness. To venerate a relic means to regard with reverence and respect the mortal remains of the saint, and to conduct the veneration with great dignity, motivated by faith. Relics of saints allow us to draw close to holy men and women who have gone before us, and to be moved by their lives to further encourage our passion for the reign of God in our time. Today, we venerate the relic of Katharina Caspar, who is proclaimed by the Church as a saint and friend of God, and is honored by her spiritual family as a simple peasant woman, founder
and beloved sister. She is the embodied spirit of our blessed past, as she led the congregation to live its mission with integrity. The charismatic spirit of our vibrant present, as she calls the congregation to a deep listening to the voice of the Spirit at work in our world. And the compelling spirit of our empowered future, as she urges us to ever evolve as a community of prayer and service, guided by the Spirit of life. We invite you now to come forward to venerate the relic of St. Katharina Caspar. This is shown by a simple exterior gesture. Could be a simple bow before the relic, or a brief touch of the reliquary, a signing of oneself with the sign of the cross, or a brief prayerful stance before the relic.
God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. When our God led us back to freedom, like dreamers we beheld the promised land again. Our mouths were filled with laughter and rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. We proclaimed to the nations what you had done for us, your mighty deeds of love, restoring us to life. You lead your people home to you, rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. Come restore our fortune, renew us in your love, as rivers through the sand, as springs within the desert. Those who sow in tears shall reap rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. great things for us. Great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. When our God led us back to freedom, like dreamers we beheld the promised land again. Our mouths were filled with laughter and rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. He proclaimed to the nations what you had done for us, your mighty deeds of love, restoring us to life. You lead your people home to you, rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. Come restore our fortune, renew us in your love, as rivers through the sand, as springs within the desert. Those who sow in tears shall reap rejoicing. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music. God has done great things for us, filled us with laughter and music.
In our prayer, we've mentioned some of the ways the poor handmaid charism might lead us into an empowered future. We prayed that on page 5. We're going to take time now for a little quiet reflection using the 2 questions at the bottom of page 7, in which we ask what aspects of our evolving, empowered future attract and enliven you, and what might you consider a step in that direction? Let's give ourselves a few minutes of reflection, and then I'll invite you to share with those around you. Let's see what the Spirit has stirred up in us by sharing with someone near you some of your thoughts, some of your understandings of our empowered future. If we can bring our sharing to a close. I wish we could have heard everybody's sharings, but if any of them are of something that you'd like to share with the poor handmaids sometime because you've had a brilliant inspiration, please do that. As we go forth from this closing celebration of gratitude, commemorating 150 years of poor handmaid presence in America, joyfully heightened by the canonization of St. Katharina Caspar, we offer our profound thanks and once again ask God's blessings on the poor handmaids of Jesus Christ, blessed past, vibrant present, and empowered future.
With grateful hearts for our blessed past, we give thanks. For the first 8 poor handmaids of Jesus Christ sisters, pioneers who risked crossing the Atlantic and coming to a foreign country to share the charism of Saint Katharina Caspar that gave rise to the poor handmaid legacy of 150 years in America. For the hundreds of poor handmaids who were part of the American province's blessed past, those poor handmaids who walked in faith before us, acting in courage and seeking God's way by laboring and serving especially the poor and needy in many parishes, schools, hospitals, and orphanages, and various kinds of social work. For all people, children and adults, the sick and the poor, the uneducated and the elderly, who were recipients of the charism of Saint Katharina Caspar through the care and love of the sisters who had gone before us. For all of this and much more, let us give thanks to God.
With grateful hearts for our vibrant present, we give you thanks. For God's gifts of life, love, and our call to a life of service and ministry. For the many graces of the canonization of St. Katharina Caspar, the pilgrimage to Rome and Germany, and the many ways Christ's presence is made visible in the world today as poor handmaids accept the costs and the joy of discipleship. For our dedicated co-workers and collaborative partners. in faith and action who continually strive to live by the Spirit with hope and trust, ministering with us day after day. For all of this and much more, let us give thanks to God.
With grateful hearts to our empowered future, we give thanks for trust in God, the steadfast one, who accompanies and empowers us into the unknown and whose presence draws us to joyfully step forward, ready to embrace our future journey because it is God who leads us. For the ability to live in mystery and God's sustaining peace, which enlivens and transforms. For the grace to go into the world seeking God's will and aspiring gospel dreams that, with God's help, will come to fruition. For all this and more, let us give thanks to God.
Saint Katharina Caspar frequently wrote in her letters to the sisters, "I thank you and the dear God from my heart." As we come to the close of this very special year of anniversary and of canonization, we echo her words. God, we thank you from our hearts. We have recounted your blessings unfolding with us for the past 150 years. We count on your presence in each now moment and in each moment of the future. Just as we carry the relic of Saint Katharina Caspar, we know we are called to bear your loving presence to our world. Our hearts are full of thanks, of renewed energy, of trust that you walk with us as we face the challenges and joys of the future. As the new year 2019 unfolds, as we begin our 151st year of presence in America, we go forward with you always to do your will. Amen. Amen. Please stand for a blessing with the relic and our processional.